Superman Legacy casting update because I know there's at least maybe three of you that care. Maybe. Yeah. James Gunn is trending at times because he announces that we'll have a Mr. Terrific, a Hawk Girl, Metamorpho. Fans are now all a frenzy over that he'll do something with The Terrifics, which is a 2018 comic. It involved Plastic Man, by the way, which was, something that many of us thought could be kind of fun, but oh boy. So here's the latest. Barry Anthony Kerrigan. He's Barry. He's from Barry. You might actually know him from Victor Zsasz from Gotham. He got the phone call. He spoke to Deadline. They called right away about playing Metamorpho. I'm gobsmacked. I think it's just such an exciting new chapter. And it's an exciting new chapter for DC. I think this movie has the potential to really knock everyone's socks off. And with James Gunn at the helm, I think it's just going to be so much fun. Do you think he actually knows anything about what they're going to do? I almost feel like that's just agent got you the job. You may not even have read anything. They just picked you out. It's all CG. Who knows? I'm thrilled to be a part of it. I'm honored to be playing this part. I'm playing a hero. And on top of everything, that's pretty rad. Okay. We mentioned briefly, the link will be in the description for David Cornsweet and Rachel Brosnahan playing Clark, Superman, and Lois, respectively. Let's see. He's playing Metamorpho. So I certainly think I think that at least in the source material, Metamorpho, when he transformed into a superhero state, I think he was very reluctant to have it because he felt like he was a freak and he felt like he no longer was who he was. I certainly kind of can relate to that in terms of alopecia. Okay. That's a little bit of a stretch. I mean, he's always been kind of an odd dude who kind of like has the odd character. And I got to be honest, him as Victor Zsasz worked really brilliantly. So, okay. So it's all just a bunch of blah, blah, yada, yada nonsense. Let's get into a little bit of the meat and potatoes of what we're even talking about. Right. So a while ago on Twitter, Gunn did this. He put this up. Let me take down the graphic. So you can see in the front, so we have Superman, all the Justice League characters, but in the front, we have Mr. Terrific, Metamorpho. Here you have Plastic Man, things like that. So this is from the Terrifics. Now, I haven't read this book. I know who the Terrifics are. It's from 2018. Phantom Girl is also in the mix, but they've actually said that they're going to have Hawk Girl. So I don't know if that's like a replacement there or not. And from what I understand, it's a pretty short-lived story. It's sort of, I don't know if it's more like a heroic version of like a Suicide Squad, what they're trying to go for. It's definitely different and odd and strange, which fits into Gunn's wheelhouse. If this was what he's going to do, though, I kind of thought it was a little odd that he wouldn't be announcing this previously. But this is, again, I think this could very well be part of that whole, they're smart. They think they're smarter than they actually are, because if this is all just a bunch of nuanced stuff to just throw in a credit scene, which is, again, very possible and more likely than not that we're just going to have the Authority and Terrifics, and we're just going to throw all this out. Look how big this universe. Oh, this is great. Look at Gunn. He's done. Look at all these little Easter eggs and things. Aren't you comic book people happy? I mean, your movie might suck, but as long as you're happy with all these little cameos and stuff, and go buy these back issues, blah, blah, blah. It's like, So I don't know. I don't understand why we're focusing. And again, I don't know if he is just doing this as sort of like a switch, a rue on everything. Because the biggest thing I didn't really touch on very much, and I want to get to this, was the other casting. So the other casting news that came in, which I thought was really, really distracting. Let's see here. So this is he cast Guy Gardner. So Nathan Fillion, this is Vanity Fair, is going to play Guy Gardner. Like, we're doing Guy Gardner. So I don't know if this was part of the original plan, because they said there was going to be a True Detective Green Lantern, but I thought that was supposed to be John Stewart and Hal. So now we have Nathan Fillion on also. I don't know what they're doing, because it seems like just a discombobulated mess at the moment. I feel like there's just stuff thrown on the wall. It creates more conversation, distraction, and trending, but it's not anything you can get your head around. How would any of this make sense? Why are all these people showing up in the Superman movie? Like, what is happening? So let me share this just so you guys can get another feel for the Vanity Fair article. We can talk about it briefly. Here's our cast. This is Hawkgirl. This is Mr. Terrific. Nathan Fillion is Guy Gardner. I'm just not impressed with any of the casting moves. It just talks about an exclusive thing. Here's your images that you guys can get your head around a little bit. Oh, geez. So many pop-ups. I try to turn all this off and it still just keeps happening. So let me get it over here. Okay, here we go. There we go. Now we got it. Okay, so here's our characters. Here's the actors. Right. Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, Nathan Fillion is Guy Gardner. I don't know. Again, I fit. How does this work? Right. Yeah, I don't know. I am so sort of like, I guess the guy who's, what did he say? David Corrigan, what did he say? I'm gobsmacked. Yeah, me too. I'm gobsmacked too, because I have no idea what your studio, your company that you're working for is going to be doing. It makes no sense to me. And it's just a whole bunch of stuff thrown at the wall, and I don't know what's legit. I mean, obviously we still have some sort of Waller show. We still have those characters still around. We assume that's going to be the carryover from the Peacemaker show. Who, by the way, Shazam walks off with those people in that after credit scenes. For those of you who didn't sit through that horrible Shazam 2 Fury of the Gods movie, there was a credit scene where Shazam's still there and he walks off with those people. So is he presumably still in all of this mix too? We just we've gone from we're going to do a reboot to we just have all of this stuff going on. And I don't understand what the rhyme or reason is going to be. They're not going to answer any of these questions for us at Comic-Con, which is really why. Why is this not announced at Comic-Con? Like, why? What on earth are they doing? Do they understand how much bigger this would be if this was at Comic-Con? Why do they think 2 weeks ahead of Comic-Con this is the way to go? It's because they're cheap. They don't want to spend any money. Because that's the only explanation, right? They don't want to be there. They don't want to spend the money, whatever it entails, for them to be there. Because that's what they would have to do. They have to fly people in, whatever the deal is with the convention, all that kind of stuff. But reality is, if they just had some sort of whatever this, it's not DCEU anymore, right? The Gods and Monsters. Let's just say you had a whole bunch of banners, the generic banners, and then you rolled out these new characters and you had character posters made up. You had and just the concept type stuff. That's really all that needs to happen. It's like that's the excitement. That's what's going to steal away the buzz, because Marvel is right there for you to be stepping over. It's like a dead body laying on the ground. No one cares, and no one cares about your Blue Beetle and Aquaman. We just don't care. Like, it's all dead. They're just dead bodies laying there, stepping over dead bodies. Give us something to go. And instead of answering Superman questions and Superman ideas for us, you cast Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, Guy Gardner, and Metamorpho. What? Yes. Isn't today shaping up to be great? Isn't it great? What a great set of videos I have for you today, right? We had to start off with Secret Invasion. Now this. Coming up next, we'll do Sound of Freedom. How's that? Let's talk about that. I think that's what we should do. I'm Pops. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah. Right? And I'm not playing no games. Yeah.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.